Hello, everybody. We're going to get started here in a couple of minutes. I'm going to wait for people to come online. Tonight is a do-over of yesterday. Apparently, we had technical difficulties that were not of my own fault. Someone tried to join my live stream, and tonight I'm not going to let anybody join my live stream until I figure out what's going on here, because it might mess it up again, and I don't want to do another do-over. But your comments are always welcome, so I encourage everyone to comment on tonight's video. I love your comments. Smash that like button. I'm just waiting a couple of minutes for people to come in. I'm not supposed to start till 9 o'clock, so I figured I'd start 2-3 minutes early, give people time to join in. Hopefully, by next week, I'll be able to have live guests on here. In other words, I'm downloading another app. I'm going to try Zoom next week. And hopefully with Zoom, I'll be able to have multiple people on the screen. In other words, we'll have an interactive experience, which I'm kind of looking forward to. So once I get Zoom figured out and work out the kinks by next week, we'll have an interactive live stream event. So you'll not only see me, but you'll see 2 or 3 other people that may want to chime in on whatever the topic is. But tonight is a do-over of yesterday. And I just feel, because yesterday we had technical difficulties. Apparently, the video we did yesterday didn't get uploaded. Only about half of it got uploaded, and the other half blanked out. So, tonight's a do-over. Tonight's topic is, I went on 100 dates. Now, I personally did not. This story was taken off of Reddit. The man is 48 years old, and in 2 years' time, he had 500 matches on. He signed up on at least a half a dozen dating apps, and he claimed he had 500 matches. Out of that, he had 100 dates in a 2-year time period. So that's where the story is coming from. So it's 8:57. Hopefully in a couple of minutes we'll really get started, get going with this. I'm just letting people chime in, tune in. Like I said, by next week, I hope to have an interactive experience using Zoom. Once I get the kinks worked out and figure it out, then I'll be able to have multiple people on the screen, and we'll be talking about various topics, and it'll be a totally interactive thing. I'm excited. I also got programs I got to do for Spotify. I'm on that platform as well, so you can follow me on Spotify. I'm under the same name, Jeremiah Humans. You'll find I don't change screen names from platform to platform. I use the same name across every platform. I use the same name on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, LinkedIn, Instagram, even Twitter. My screen name does not change. It changes not. And the reason for that being is I want people to be able to find me. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to use one name for YouTube, one name for Facebook, one name for Instagram. It's too confusing. So, my name is Jeremiah Humans. This is who I am. This is the real me. I'm not using a fake name. So, it's now 8:59. We're going to get started. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's time to get started with this. This is a do-over from yesterday. Yesterday, Facebook screwed it up. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong. Half my video didn't get uploaded. Hello, Brian. How did my workout go? I had a good workout today. The video I uploaded was taken about 6 months ago. So that's an older video, and I just had to upload it. But it's not that old. It's maybe 6 months old. Maybe not even that old. Maybe 3 months. I don't know. But I got to get started. There's some interesting statistics here. let's see. No. Oh, let's go back. No. All right, we'll just go through here. No. Big gummit. What happened to them? No, cancel. I'm having a hard time finding it. Big gummit. There we go. Found it. Okay. Found what I was looking for. Sorry about that, folks. How was the girlfriend? I'm still single. I have a couple of women I kind of went on some dates with, but I haven't committed myself to any one female. I'm not living with anybody. I'm not getting married to anybody. There's still a few women I would like to go on dates with. So I haven't committed myself to anybody. I'm kind of enjoying being single. But I do have a couple of good female good friends, and that's what we are. And when I'm ready to commit, I'll commit. And put a ring on somebody, but that's a long way off. So, but anyway, we're going to get into tonight's topic. I really need to get started with it. I've got the images pulled up, the data pulled up. 500 matches, 100 dates. Okay, this guy is 48 years old. This is pulled off Reddit. And from February 2018 to April 2020, he said, I matched with 500 women on dating apps and went on dates with 100 of those matches. I kept notes on every single date as well as every single match. Here are the numbers I've compiled, and this is really funny. This is really interesting because it's an eye opener, and it's just funny. And we're gonna get started. Okay, he went on at least 6 different dating sites. Now, the women he matched up with were between the age of 35 and 50. That's the age bracket. And this man himself is 48. So, just thought you should know. Okay, he went on Tinder. On Tinder, he had 161 matches. But out of that, he only went on 19 dates. Out of 161 matches, he had 19 dates. Now, for those of you tuning in, today is a redo of yesterday. Because we had technical difficulties yesterday. Half my video didn't get uploaded, so we're doing this over. Maybe better than yesterday. He went on Hinge. On Hinge was another dating site. He had 133 matches, but only 22 dates. Bumble, 114 matches, 37 dates. Match.com, 66 matches, 11 dates. OkCupid, 14 matches, 3 dates. Plenty of Fish, 12 matches, and 8 dates. So he did better on Plenty of Fish percentage-wise. 2 out of 3. I mean, that's pretty good. Profiles of my 500 matches. Now, this is... now, you can Google search 500 matches, 100 dates on Google search and pull up this data that I've got right here in front of me. Anyone can Google search this. It's right there. I mean, profiles of my 500 matches. Out of the 500, 488 had photos of them exercising. I don't do dating sites, laugh out loud. I don't either. 488 had photos of them exercising. Now that's really, really funny considering the type of women that he actually met. Okay? So there's an irony here. It shows them exercising, which is contradictory of the women he actually met. Okay. 481 of his 500 matches had photos of them eating or drinking. Big deal. 464 had at least one photo of their profile. They were not in it. I don't know. I don't know why they would do that. 441. This one's funny. Had moderately filtered photos. Out of 500 matches, 441 of them filtered their photos. Oh, don't tell me I'm going to have difficulties again tonight. Oh my gosh. Okay. 408 had photos of them hiking. Hiking must be a big thing. 315 of his matches had photos of only their head or face. That's a red flag right there. Man, I'll tell you what. When I put my pictures on Facebook or any social media platform, especially Facebook or Instagram, I'm not afraid of showing my full physique. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I mean, I put my full name out there. My living address, now that's private. I do keep that private. No one knows where I live. And for security reasons, it's best. But I do put my full... I have plenty of pictures. I just put a video out there today. So you see the full me. I mean, I'm not ashamed of my physique. I got nothing to hide. Why would I just do a headshot? That's stupid. 291 of them had memes or quotes as photos. Really? You're advertising yourself to gentlemen. We don't want to read your memes. We want to see you. I want to see the full you. What are you afraid of? If you're just showing a headshot, what are you afraid of? I mean, come on. Be proud of who you are. 273 profiles said no hookups. Oh, that's kind of funny. That's kind of contradictory. We're going to get to that here in a little bit because no hookups, BS. Yeah, no hookups. That's funny. 267 of his had Snapchat animations in their photos. Crown of flowers, puppy dog ears, etc. Okay, I get it. You know, they're women. They want to look cute. I get it. I'm not against that. 206 of them had heavily filtered photos. The other 250, I guess, had moderately filtered. 206 had heavily filtered photos. That's interesting. I believe that. Let's see. (202) referenced Donald Trump, good and bad. 197 of them spoke negatively about prior relationships. I've been on a couple of dates, and they did exactly that. One woman in particular, I went on a date with, if we want to call it a date, about a couple of months ago, and she talked about her 3 ex-husbands. Yeah, 3. That's a red flag right there. 3 ex-husbands? I'm out of here. 162 of them had cats in their pictures. I have a cat, but they must really like cats. 91 only had 1 photo in their profile. Maybe one's all you need. I mean, we live in this age of swipe right, swipe left, right? I mean, it's all based on looks. Every bit of it. I mean, all the dating apps are exactly the same. And guys, if you're watching this, stay off of dating apps. You don't need it. It's a ripoff. It's a scam. um, dating apps as a whole, no matter which site you go to, is 90% male. That's right. 90% of the users are men. It doesn't matter what name is on the site. They're all the same. All the same. You really think you're going to get anywhere on these dating apps? Really, guys? No. It's a waste of your time. And we're going to get into another thing that I think is a waste of time for gentlemen. I mean, a valued man doesn't waste time on dating apps. He may play around with it like I did for a little bit and wake up and say, screw this, I'm out of here. You know, it may have been entertaining during the lockdown because you couldn't go or do anything else. And I have to admit, I entertained Plenty of Fish was the one I was on. And I matched up with, I don't know how many, 20, 30 women. I went on maybe met 7 of them, maybe 8. None of them I liked. Not a one. I didn't know. Every one I met, it's just like, forget it. And that was my learning experience. I wished I had heard that beforehand. But at the time, we were going through this lockdown. It's like, there's nowhere to go. Everything's locked up. Everybody's closed. I mean, you're stuck in your home. And, you know, so, yeah, I have to admit, I'm guilty of it, but I got away from it. And it's like, no more. Everything's opening back up, and despite COVID going around, we will go back to normal, I think, at some point. Hopefully this thing won't be as bad as what we had in 1918. On another topic, you talk about mask mandates. America's had several mask mandates in the past. I mean, I looked it up, and I got my history books out. As far as a national mandate, we've had one in 1918. But there have been several mask mandates throughout U.S. history, believe it or not. Throughout our history, there have been many mask mandates. Maybe not on a national scale like this one, but there have been like flu viruses, and there have been mask mandates for specific counties and municipalities, okay? So this mandate may have been just for that county or this neighborhood. It's like boil orders, right? We had orders to boil water, right? Certain neighborhoods had to do that. We've had mask mandates, same thing. Whether it's a boil order for your water or it's a mandate, but it's only local. It's only for that town, that county, or that particular neighborhood, this particular street. There's been an outbreak of this. We've had outbreaks throughout history. And there have been several mask ordinances throughout American history. Many of them. They've just never been on a large scale like we have now, except in 1918. And they've always been on a small scale. It's always been local. It was always just a local municipality. You know, this outbreak occurred in this particular county. So this particular county, hey, we need to let, you know, we've had them before. I talked to several customers in the last few days, and one of them told me that he's lived through 3 different mask mandates, but never on a national like we have today. But he's experienced them. He said he grew up in a town, and one time there was an outbreak, and the county he was living had a mask mandate and boil orders for their water too. Yeah. We've gone through this before. So we'll get past this. Now, we need to get back on the topic of this guy that went out on 100 dates. I'm sorry I got off. Politics is not something I deal with. I'm just trying to cheer everybody up and let everybody know, hey, we're going to get past this. Things are going to get better. You'll see. Okay. Now, did my dates look like their profile in real life? Okay. This guy, he went on and he said that 71% were heavier than their profiles show. 66% looked older than their profiles. 38% looked nothing like their profile picture. 38% of the women looked nothing like their profile picture. Nothing. I mean, come on. I understand we all use filters when we take our photos for Facebook or Instagram. I get that. I mean, I use filters too every once in a while. Maybe I'll whiten the teeth or make my smile look a little bit better. I might take off a wrinkle, but you know it's me. And I don't overdo it to the point where it's fake and it's phony. And you've got to keep it believable. If you're going to filter your photos, make them believable. We're all guilty of filtering our photos on some level. You may not use a software program to do it. You may use lighting and shadows. You're paying attention to the clothes you're wearing, making sure your hair is brushed, your makeup is on, the backdrop. You want to make sure it's a beautiful photo, and so we all filter our photos, and we all filter them before we upload them into Facebook or whatever platform you're using, because you want to impress people you don't even know. Think about that, folks. We're all guilty of it. We determine what photos we want to share with the public, and we're always putting our best foot forward. So we're all guilty of filtering on some level, whether we use software to filter or we determine what kind of backdrop to have, like this video. This is filtered. If you think about it, this backdrop, it's all my artwork, but still I determine, because I want to have a beautiful, colorful backdrop that is eye-popping, that is appealing to the eye. When you're watching me, you're also paying attention to what's on my wall. So in a sense, even this video is filtered. You may not think so, but it is. It doesn't matter who you watch on YouTube. Even the Dave Ramsey show. Why do you think this desk is arranged the way it is? And if you pay attention to what's sitting on his shelf, by a remarkable coincidence, some of his books. So while you're watching Dave Ramsey, you're paying attention to what he's wearing. You're paying attention to what's on his shelf, to that coffee mug he's got sitting on that desk. He's in Tennessee, so he's always got this Tennessee mug or glass on his desk with a big T on it. See, I pay attention. I know what's sitting on his desk. You pay attention to what's on that shelf behind him. You're looking at his decor. And that's why YouTubers do it that way. You're paying attention to my decor. This is my product. This is my artwork. So while you're watching me, you're watching this. And it's a form of advertising. So yes, this video, in a sense, in a way, is filtered. And we're all guilty of it. We all determine what we put out there. So 38% look nothing like their profiles. Now, I just find that funny. I mean, nothing like their profiles at all. I'm out of here. If I meet a girl and you looked nothing like your profile, or nothing like you look like on Facebook. See, now we use social media. I don't know why we need dating apps today when all we need is social media. So dating apps are pointless, in my opinion. Totally worthless. If a young lady was interested in me, all she's got to do is check out my social media profile. And the main one is Facebook. I also have a YouTube profile and Spotify. But the big one is Facebook. She can check out who my family is, who my friends are, where I hang out, go through my photo galleries. I mean, there's lots of stuff on my Facebook profile that she can see because I put it out there. And that's better than any dating app will ever be, because she can vet me. She can look through my Facebook and determine what kind of guy that I am. And if you men that are watching this pay attention to that. Because women do, they will vet their men through social media. Not a dating site. Dating sites don't do anything. The only reason that women, I think, get on some of these dating sites is for validation. The same reason they're on Facebook and Instagram, whatever platform they're on, validation. They get hearts and likes. Your social media platforms are full of thottery. Thottery is these girls getting up there, snapping pictures, click, 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 and it's mostly men that send them hearts and likes. And that's a fact. Matter of fact, women do better on social media than us men. That's a fact. I can't compete with some 20-year-old girl with big tits for ratings. I'm a 50-year-old man. I can't compete with that. So I should not be compared to that. So, Facebook's important. And I just think it is. If you are wanting to get on the dating scene, fellas, listen to me. Your social media platform is important. That represents your social status. You may not think so, but it does. Women can check a man out because a dating site doesn't do anything. You're wasting your time. You're better off on social media. When people say they meet online, they're not talking about dating sites. When they say online, they could be talking about Facebook. Because, if I'm interested in a young lady, I would check out her Facebook profile or Instagram, whatever platform that she's using. If she's using a platform like Snapchat, I don't have Snapchat, then I will sign up to Snapchat just to check out her profile, if that's where she's at, and learn more about her through that. And that's what the women will do to men, because we compete for women. So it's important for us guys to have a social media profile on at least one of the platforms, whether it's Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram, whatever platform you use. Even LinkedIn is not a bad platform, but you need to utilize it, because women will check you out through social media. They'll find out who your friends are, where you go, and your likes and dislikes, and check out your family photos. They're looking at the whole picture when they check out your profile. I'm telling you, they do. And so they want to make sure that you're an okay guy. And most of us are, except for the 1% that might turn out to be Hannibal Lecter. I mean, that's like extreme there. But I'm just adding humor here. Yeah, because we compete for women. So it's important to have a social media presence. And it takes a while to build it up. I mean, I've been on Facebook for 10 years, and most of that time I was married. So I was not interested in the dating scene because I've only been a widow for 2 years. So, and with the first year, I was totally in grieving, so I was like not interested at all. Now it's going on 2 years. I have to get back in the saddle. I have to get back up and get back out there and rebuild my life and be a man of path and purpose. So, like I said, this guy went on 100 dates. I'm going to get back to what we were talking about. When they say 38% look nothing like their profiles, I do look like my profile. Now, I do get accused, even by my own sister, of, hey, you're using filters. Everybody uses filters. We all do it on some level. Whether you were, like I said, whether you're using software or you're choosing the backdrop, the clothes you wear, putting your makeup on, brushing your hair a certain way, that's filtering a photo. That's a form of filtering right there. So let's get back to our topic here. Okay. The most expensive date he went on. The most money he spent on, he went on 100 dates, okay? The most expensive date this man had was $237. This is their strictly first dates he's talking about. So, I would never spend $237 on a first date. Ever. Ever. To me, a first date should be something simple. Something basic. Maybe steak and shake. Now, I wouldn't even do Applebee's. That's more of a third or fourth date. It should be something very, very basic, very simple. And I think steak and shake, it's very simple. It's well lit. Plenty of people there. And we can sit, have lunch, and get to know each other. That to me should be the basic first date. If I were taking a girl on a first date, it would be steak and shake. It's not too much. It's just right. Because I'm just trying to get to know the girl. So the fact this man spent $237 on a first date, that's his most expensive. His average date cost is $78.51. Now, I don't know where this man is taking these girls, because I wouldn't even spend $80 on a first date. $20 steak and shake is just right. To me, on a first date, get to know someone is just right, because you don't want to overdo it. Guys who overdo it are simps. On that's just the way I think. I mean, because you're just showing how weak you are. I mean, it's okay to take her to Applebee's on, say, the third or fourth date. That would be Applebee's, Cheddar's, TGI Fridays, something like that. But your first time, your first meeting should be basic, just to get to know each other. That's the way I would do it. I'm 53, and so number of matches that tried to get me to sign up for their private porn or OnlyFans site. Out of the 500 matches this man had, 141 of them tried to get him to go on OnlyFans. So that's catfishing. That's called catfishing. So that doesn't surprise me. The women that go on these dating sites are just there for validation. And they're there to scam the men out of their money. These poor, pathetic simps who dump money into OnlyFans and get nothing. I got better things to spend my money and time on than OnlyFans. I know what it is. I don't have it. I want nothing to do with it. Number of times a date paid. Guess how many times the date paid for it? 3. Out of 100 dates, 3 of them, the women paid for the date. Number of times a date split the check. 27 times. It's not bad. I wouldn't expect. That's not a bad number. Let's see here. What else do we have here? Okay, here's another section here. First date impressions. Okay, this is going to get even funnier. This man's not very smart, I don't know, but these are the stats that he provided. The 100 dates he went on. I wish I could go on 100 dates, but no. I never had that many dates. I'm 53 in my entire life. I've never dated 100 women. I think my count is probably 15, maybe 20 different women I've dated in all the years. And I married Nicole when I was 40, so we were married 12 years. So she was the one and only for those 12 years. And there was nobody a year after she passed away, because I was in the grieving stage. And so, but from the age of, say, 20 to about 40, I may have had 10 to 15 women that I've dated. That's not a lot over a 20-year period. It's about 1 per year. But anyway, first date impressions. Okay, this is what he had to say. First date impressions. 31% of the 100 dates were dressed like they just rolled out of bed. Now, isn't that funny? 26% were dressed like they just left the gym. 61% had way too much makeup on. 36% had way too much perfume on. 53% had their hair up in a messy bun. 18% wore heels. Big deal, they're women. Okay? 91% couldn't put their phones away. Oh my God, 91% couldn't put their phones away. I got something to say about that one. You're on a date, right? I'm old-fashioned. I'm 53. And if I'm on a date with a girl, I put my tablet or phone away. The only reason I bring my tablet out at all, because I got a whole photo gallery in there, and I may want to show off a few pictures. And that's it. But other than that, I keep it closed. I'll keep the internet turned off. And so I'm not checking for messages or anything. When I'm with this girl, I am with her and her alone. I will not be checking my tablet or my phone. 2's company, 3 is a crowd, 4 is not allowed. And that's just the way it is. And that's what I believe. I mean, to have your phone on a date. You're on a date with a person, put your phone away. Put your phone away. Turn it off. I turn mine off, and that's showing respect. That's showing respect for the young lady that I'm with. Because I want my attention to be on her, not on my tablet, not on my phone. When I'm on a date with a girl, my focus is her. She is the center of my world for that evening. Period. I treat her with respect. That's just the way it is. No phone. I'm not texting, not messaging. Everything's shut off, and my attention is on her. And it should be vice versa. If you're out with a guy, put your phone away. Your attention should be on the person you're with. Just the two of you. A nice, peaceful, quiet dinner. Get to know each other. Spend time together. Go shopping. Go to flea markets. Put your phone away. When you're with that other person, put your phone away. Only take it out to take pictures or show pictures. But no messaging. No texting. That's out. You should only have it out. Hey, that's a cute, let's take a picture of this. That's great. For camera purposes, okay, great. Other than that, no texting, no phone calls. It should be just the two of you. I'm old-fashioned, but that's what I believe. And I will practice that when I'm out with her, whoever she may be, and that's showing respect. 93% were late. 93% were late. Late for their first date, first impression, right? Out of the 100 dates that this guy had, 93% of them were late. Wow. If I'm on a date with a girl, I surely wouldn't want to be late. I'd be on time, 5 minutes early at best. Not an hour early, that's desperate. 5 minutes. Should be at least 5 minutes early. And that, be on time, be a few minutes early, show respect. Show respect. Okay, what were the topic of conversations that he had? He went on 100 dates, right? Now, like I said, you can Google search 500 matches, 100 dates, and all this will pop up. You can follow along if you'd like. On the topic of conversations. Okay, this is going to get interesting too. Okay, 87% talked about their kids. Now, if you're dating a single mom, of course she's going to talk about her kids. I mean, they're the center of her world. I mean, what do you expect her to talk about? Okay, 77% were scorned by an ex. They want to bitch about their ex. Oh my God, he did this, he did that, wah, wah, wah. Victim mentality here. I'm sorry. 73% said they had trust issues. I believe that. I've been on a few dates, and I've experienced that myself. Like I said, I went out with this woman. She'd been divorced 3 times. I was out of there. It's like, I'm done. We finished out our date for the day, and I don't have contact with her to this day. I just don't. I would never pursue a relationship with that woman. 3 divorces? Are you kidding me? That's a red flag. 71% talked about politics and Orange Man bad. Politics, the one thing you should never talk about on a date. Leave politics out. So yeah, I would never talk about politics to a female. I'll find something to talk about. Maybe the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll find something. My family. But it's going to be a positive conversation, not negative. Keep the conversation positive. I mean, if I'm on a date with a woman, I want to make a good first impression. I want to be well dressed. My hair is brushed and I'm shaved, and I want to make a good first impression. I want to be as positive as I can because I'm there to win. I want to make sure when I talk about my family, it's in a positive way. I love my mom and dad and my siblings, and if I do mention my late wife, it's mentioned in a positive light. Because I loved her, so why would I mention her in a negative light? If I mention her at all, which I should not. Talked about past and present medical conditions. Yeah, I've had that happen to me too. Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, if I'm on a date, even if I do have a couple of health, it's not life and death. I mean, I'm getting over a cold, but it's not a life and death thing. She don't need to know about every little detail of my medical imperfections. We all have medical imperfections. I'm there to make a good first impression, not turn her away. Why would I speak negatively about myself? I wouldn't do that. No way. 64% said they don't have time to date. Now that's a contradiction right there. 64% they don't have time to date. Why are they on a dating site to begin with? Now this man, these are the 100 dates that he met on a dating site. Okay? So he said 64% said they don't have time to date. Are you kidding me? They don't have time to date. Wow. I am startled by that. It's like, why are you on a dating site if you don't have time to date? Is it that's insane. You don't have time to date. I just don't understand why you're there. Oh, I get it. That's right. You're there to get validation. You don't actually plan to hook up with the guy or meet up with him at all, whatever you want to call it. You don't plan on meeting him at all. No, you just want hearts and likes and validation. That's it. Thank you for the validation, dude. Thank you for the free dinner. Assuming she, when she does choose to date one of the guys, it'll be the upper 5% and get a free dinner out of it. Yeah, they go for that too. 62% said they are suffering from some form of depression. Again, that's not something I would discuss with a young lady. I'm there to impress her, not chase her away. I'm not there to say, hey, look, I've been battling depression the last couple of years since my wife died. Well, naturally, anyone who lost a spouse or a loved one, yeah, you're going to battle depression for a while. That's just a natural thing. But I'm not going to commit suicide. I'm not going to hang myself, slit my wrist. shoot myself. I don't have suicidal thoughts. I mean, I get sad every once in a while. Sure, I do. That's just a natural thing. But I don't need to tell her that, oh, I'm suffering a massive depression. I'm depressed all the time. Wah, wah, wah. Victim mentality. I mean, if she knows I'm a widower. She knows I have my up times and my down times. That's just natural. We all get sad every once in a while. Of course we do. But I'm not popping pills for depression. I'm not suffering deep, dark depression so bad I gotta take my own life. That's, yeah, I don't have that kind. Hello, Elaine. That I don't have that kind of depression. And if I'm on a date with a woman, I'm there to impress her, not chase her away. I want to make sure she's with a man, a brave warrior who stands strong and he's fearless. You know, Trejo from the Neverending Story, he was a fearless warrior. He's more of a man than a lot of men today. And he was just a 12-year-old boy in a movie. Yeah, even though he lost his horse. But he killed the Gamorreek and he saved Fantasia. That young boy was more man than a lot of men today that are nothing but simps. 71%, oh no, here it is. 57% talked about their current financial situation. Again, I'm a guy. Guys would never spill if they're in a bad financial situation. I've had women, the few dates I have had in the past few months, I've dated about 6 or 7 women in the past few months, and nearly every one of them, without fail, spilled their financial situation. I'm in a bad spot. I don't have money for rent this month. Can you bail me out? No. No, I'm not some beta simp. You can't just take advantage of some dude. I'm not here to bail you out. No. Bail yourself out. You're there to make a good impression. You're there to impress me. And I'm there to impress you. Let me tell you how us men think. When we're with the girl, we're there to make an impression. Why do you think men have bling bling on their hands? A Rolex watch, diamond ring, nice car, nice clothes, to impress the chicks. Why do you think that is? And they try to flaunt how much money they have, not how much money they don't have. See, that's a man. That's how men think. I wish more women could think that way. But instead they try to get the man to feel sorry for them. I like a good, strong, independent woman who knows what she wants and, is not leeching onto me just for my money. But I don't know. I just don't understand. It's like, yeah, this is impressive. This man went on 100 dates, and this is the stats that he's sharing. Here's some more stats. And some of this is interesting. Yeah, it's fascinating. You can Google search this, 500 matches, 100 dates. And hit images, and these stats will pop up. This was pulled off of Reddit. Okay, out of the 100 dates, 17 dates got drunk. Wow. Serious drinking problem. 41 kissed on the first date. Okay, big deal. Yeah, I've kissed on the first date. I've done that. Do you think that's normal because you watch Andy Griffith, you walk the girl, or Happy Days. You're on a date with a girl, right? You take her home, you walk her to the front door, and you kiss her goodnight. Kissing on the first date. That's not a bad thing. But I would never say I love you on the first date. You might get a good night kiss because that's what a gentleman does. He walks you to the door and kisses you goodnight, and that's just being a gentleman. That doesn't say that he's in love with you. That's not what that means. That's a gentleman thing to do. It's just something I was taught early on. Of the 100 dates, 24 wanted to have sex on the first date. 16 of them had sex on the first date. Wow. Sex on the first date, that's not good. 3 said they loved me on the first date. Again, that's something I would never say to anyone on a first date. The words, I love you. That's a surefire way of not getting a second date. That's a surefire way you won't get asked out again. The bad. Of the 100 dates, 2 of them stalked me. Oh, I can go on about this one. 13 ghosted me. 9 asked to borrow money. I've had that happen to me too. Like I said, they say, hey, I can't pay my rent. Could you help me out? 4 cried on the first date. I never had that happen to me. 1 I had to call the police on. I almost had that happen to me. 3 broke a law when with me. I've never had that happen to me. As far as had to call the police on, not necessarily. I just ran into, I met some woman in a bad neighborhood, and I had to get out of there. Had it been dark, I would have probably been mugged or clonked over the head. Let's put it that way. This was a gang-ridden area I should not have been in. I'm glad I didn't take the Wrangler. I took the Cherokee. Let's say 2 of them stalked me. Okay, when it comes to stalking, that's another. That's one right there. Women have a way of stalking a man. Men can't stalk a woman. Because when a man stalks a woman, he makes it obvious. He'll follow her to her house, her job. He does it himself. It's something I would never do. I would never stalk anybody. That's time and effort. I have to put effort into stalking a woman. I have to take time out of my day and put a special effort. Me, I'm selfish. I wouldn't do it because I got to think about myself. You want me to take time out of my day to stalk you? Are you crazy? No way. I wouldn't. It's like I got better things to do with my time. And stalking a woman's it's never a good idea. Guys are bad at it. They make it obvious. And the girl's got to get a restraining order and it's just a piece of paper. He's going to stalk you no matter what. But women, when they stalk a guy, now that's different. Because when a woman stalks a man, the man doesn't even know he's being stalked. Because a woman will have a network of other men and women doing their bidding for them. So when a woman stalks a man, he's not even aware of it. She could have a co-worker of his do it. I mean, when a woman stalks a man, she's got a team of people doing her bidding. She doesn't do it herself personally. No. She's got a team, a network of people stalking the man for her and reporting back to her. Yeah, that's how they do it. They have a network doing it for them. And the man doesn't even suspect it because she won't follow him to his house. No, that's not how she does it. Not in the beginning, no. They won't make it obvious. They're more covert. They're better at stalking than men. Men are just too obvious. Men are bad. Because a man can't get a network of people to do his bidding. Even me, I would never stalk a woman for another guy. I'd say, screw you. I wouldn't do it. Get someone else. And let me tell you something, guys. I'm going to tell you something else. It's never a good idea to smother a girl. If you like a particular girl, and so many guys make this mistake all the time. They're always making the mistake of smothering the girl too much when they first meet her. saying the words "I love you" on the first date. Don't do that. Sending her flowers, cards, candies, stuffed animals, or gifts of affection. And doing it constantly. Texting her every day, constantly. 10 times a day even. No, don't do that. I did that about 25 years ago. I had a particular girl and I did that. And she dumped me. So I did that. I was stupid. I did that. And I learned from experience not to do that again. So from that point on, I never smother anyone. I'd rather she smother me. When my wife and I met, Nicole did all the smothering. And that's okay for a girl to smother a guy. That's perfect. It's a double standard. I know. Guys, you can't smother a girl, but it's okay for them to smother you. Let them chase you. Let them orbit you. Guys, it's our job to hit the home runs, score the touchdowns, and make those baskets. Why do you think we play football? To score the touchdowns. It's the woman's job to sit in the bleachers watching us win the ball game, win the championship, become that warrior. Oh my God, that guy's, we just won the championship. Man, he's a sexy quarterback, isn't he? It's like, so she'll come out, she'll approach you and say, here's my number, call me. That's the way it has been done for all these years. It's still done this way. Women choose their champions, and that's it. And they will put themselves in your orbit. Or they will take an interest in what you're doing. Now, when they take an interest in what you're doing, that's even more, that's even better. That's a very, very positive signal that she may be into you. May. It's a good sign. It's a good indicator. When you're on a project and she wants to be involved in your project and participate in it, that's a form of saying, I'm interested in what you're doing and I want to be a part of it. Now that's taking a serious interest in the guy. That's almost an obvious sign. That's my opinion. Because girls don't do that for just any guy. I assure you, they do not. Who made the first move? The 100 dates this guy went on, 62% of the women made the first move. 38% of the time, he made the first move. That's interesting. 62% of the time, the women made the first move. It used to be the guy made the first move all the time. But when I met my wife, Nicole, actually, she made the first move. In a way, she did. I met her through a drive-through window, and I think everybody knows our story. And she's the one who gave me her phone number for me to call her and get to know her. It was about, we first met in December of 2006. So it would have been 14 years ago that we met. We'd still be together today, and she'd still be alive. And so we would have been together 14 years. We had 12 good years together, and I'm not complaining. I am not complaining. And I would do it all over again. When I met her, I knew of her medical situation. She had muscular dystrophy, and I knew exactly what I was getting myself into. I fully expected her to be in a wheelchair within 15 years. That never happened, by the way. But anyway, this was the whole article of the 100 dates this guy went on. I just thought I wanted to share that with you. This was pulled off Reddit. You can Google search this. You don't have to pull it off Reddit. You can just do a Google search, hit images, and all this will pop up. It's all there. You Google search 500 matches, 100 dates, and you'll find it. I just thought that was really interesting. It's I was fully entertained by this man going on 100 dates I've been on a few dates, and I can confirm some of the things he said because I experienced some of it. The most of the things that I experienced were women begging for money, dumping their financial problems on me. Something a man would never do to a woman. It's always a double standard. But it's like, I thought you were interested in me. So why are you dumping your financial woes on me? It's like, you're there to make an impression, not drive me away. And when you dump your financial problems on me, I'm going, yeah, I'm out of here. It's like, I don't think so, you know. That's just me. I got to protect what I've worked so hard for. I do have assets and property to protect. And so, and I've heard so many horror stories about guys who marry the wrong girl. Look at Phil Collins, the pop star. That woman took him to the cleaners. Paul McCartney got taken to the cleaners. So you got to be careful of the women you meet. Because the wrong woman, you put a finger on her, sign that marriage certificate, it's legally binding, by the way. She could clean my clock. It's like, no thanks. I'm really not interested in getting married again. If I do, I have to be absolutely certain that's the right woman for me. When I put my name on that dotted line, that's a legally binding contract. It's very serious. Getting married is easy. Getting divorced, that's hard. I know of 2 or 3 lesbian couples that I knew that were good friends of mine, and they're all getting divorced. And I'm going, why? I mean, and it's all of them are in a messy, messy divorce. They rushed right into marriage and didn't think it through. And it's nothing because they're lesbians. It's because a lot of young couples, whether you're straight or lesbian or gay, doesn't matter. If you rush too fast into a relationship, don't think it through, you could suffer. I see, you know, my wife and I, you may think we rushed into it, but you know, we made it. And so it's kind of hard to determine. Each relationship is different. But, you know, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. Like I said, there's so many YouTube videos on relationships, but they're really complicated because each relationship is unique. Each one is different. What works for one married couple may not work for the other. So I really can't give marriage advice because what worked for Nicole and I may not work for you. I could tell you what we did, but it may not work for you because each person is different. I'm very excited about some of the things that I'll be doing. I'm on the Spotify platform. I'm doing podcasts for Spotify. And I make money doing that, actually. My first week on Spotify, I cleared $400. So it's not bad. It's not a lot of money like Joe Rogan's getting. You got a $100 million deal with Spotify. My deal is like real tiny. Real tiny. Not even worth mentioning. But it's a good platform. I've got 5 episodes that I've outlined right now that I'm getting ready to do for Spotify. I got to build my YouTube channel up because I'm going to open up a Teespring store. And that has to be done through Google. I do have a YouTube and Google account. I have a YouTube channel. I just haven't really done anything to push it, but I'm going to start pushing it once my Teespring store is set up. Now, what's a Teespring store? Well, this is where I make money on the side, good money. Other YouTubers are doing it, and I want to do this too, where I can sign up and get a Teespring account and sell T-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, any mass merchandising I want to do. And the beauty is, with this company, is I don't have to keep inventory. Gone are the days I have to buy 1,000 t-shirts and have it in a warehouse. That's gone. I don't have to do that anymore. See, in the old days, I had to do that. In the old days, how it was done, we would spend thousands of dollars on video production just to shoot the infomercial, because we had to do it through infomercials. And that's how it was done back in the 80s and 90s. Infomercials. They were big. And a basic infomercial would cost about $25,000 to produce. This was back in the 80s. That was a lot of money back then. So I'm out $25,000 just on video production. Then I have to buy airtime. This is how much technology's changed. That's another $25,000 to $50,000 to buy airtime for the infomercial to run. Then I have to buy merchandise, because you have to keep it in a warehouse. You have to have a warehouse. You got to have employees. You have to buy a 1-800 number. You got to pay the operators to answer the phones. It's you're out over $100,000, maybe $200,000, counting. Depends on how many products you have, because you may have to buy 1,000 t-shirts at a time at $6 a piece. And this was back in the 80s, so you're out $6,000 just for that one t-shirt design, that one product. And you may have multiple t-shirt designs and multiple products. And by the time I get my foot out of the door, before I make my first dollar, back in the 80s, I could be out $150,000 to $200,000. That's just to get my foot out of the door. For production, airtime, manufacturing of the product, then I have to ship it out. Today, barrier to entry is gone. It's gone. Anybody can do this now. Costs nothing to set up a YouTube channel. Costs nothing to be on Facebook. That's free. You could do this with your phone or your tablet. You don't need studio lights like I've got. You don't really need that. You could start out basic and build it up. A Teespring store costs nothing to set up. There's no inventory to keep. Well, they'll click, they'll order your t-shirt, and they'll drop ship it to your customers. Then they electronically deposit the money into your PayPal account. And you'll have a bank card, and you'll keep it. Because I do have a corporate account. So I have one bank card that's all corporate. And everything falls, and everything I spend on that card belongs to the corporation. So, and that's how it's done today. Today, there's no inventory, no employees, no 1-800 number. I don't have to spend thousands of dollars on video production. I don't have to spend thousands of dollars buying airtime. Barrier to entry is gone. Okay? Now, anybody can get out of poverty. Yes, you can. I'm doing it. I'm making money, and I'm going to make more money because the opportunity that is now available to the little guy. Having a YouTube account costs nothing. Producing YouTube videos is free. All you need is your phone. Phone, maybe a little tripod for your phone. You're good to go. That's all you need for starter. That's it. And you can upload those videos into YouTube and set up a Teespring store. It costs nothing to do that, by the way. You got to send them your designs. You have to have copyrights. I do have a good lawyer to do that. But you could send in your designs, the customers place the order, and you get your money. It's so simple. It's all based on numbers. I'm going, I wish I had this 30-some years ago. But we didn't have all that. Now we do. Now we do. Now I can say, without hesitation, no excuse for anybody to be poor. My grandmother made arts and crafts out of her house to supplement her Social Security check, because you can't live on Social Security. I learned this as a child. Barrier to entry is eliminated. now the little guy can do something with his life, make something of himself at virtually no cost. And it's true. You can look it up. You can go to YouTube, set up a YouTube, start making videos. Man, start. And I saw another guy out there promoting his YouTube channel. And this is how I'm going to market mine. I'm going to make a big sign. I'm going to go out on Glenstone and Battlefield. I'm going to do some panhandling. Because I know a guy, that's how he gets YouTube subscribers. He gets 1,000 subs a week panhandling, having a big sign saying, subscribe to my YouTube channel. He picks up 100 subs an hour. I'm going, that's pretty good marketing. I mean, that's a brilliant idea. And panhandling is legal. Instead of asking for money, he's asking for subs, which turns into money because they'll buy his merchandise. He'll buy his coffee mugs, his hats, t-shirts. I mean, so he's making money. He's right here in Springfield. And I talked to him, and that's where I'm getting my inspiration from, is this guy. So this guy can do it, I can do it. He's out there panhandling, getting YouTube subscribers, having a Teespring store set up. It cost him nothing, but he's banking. This guy is banking. I don't know what he's taking in a month, but he bought himself a $100,000 car recently. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what cars cost. A new car can cost at least $50,000. He just bought a brand new car. He got a brand new Jeep Wrangler 4-door. They can run $50,000 to $60,000 fully loaded. I'm going, God, jeez, I got to do that too. So there's financial opportunity available. It's there. The guy was telling me, man, shit. It's available and it's free. YouTube is free. Setting up a Teespring store costs nothing. Nothing. Barrier to entry is free, but too many people just don't take advantage of it. I'm going, I want to take advantage of it because it's all based on numbers. You get so many YouTube subscribers, and a certain percentage of them will buy your merchandise and subscribe to your brand, and it's all marketing. If he can do it, I can do it too. Panhandle, get 100 subs an hour, and that's really good marketing. Furniture stores do it. I see them send out their employees having a big sign and saying, close out sale. Pizza places do it. Cell phone companies do it. Panhandling is legal. Even regular businesses panhandle. I see them out there all the time. You know, you see this CC's Pizza, they're spinning the little sign around. It's brilliant marketing. It really is. So, yeah. Like I said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I can't believe I've been on over an hour. But it was a good program tonight. This was a do-over from yesterday, because yesterday half the video didn't even get uploaded. And I just thought it was interesting. This guy went on 100 dates. I'm sorry I went off on a tangent in the last 10 minutes talking about, because I think things are going good for me right now. These are the things that I'm going to be doing in the near future. Besides building a website for my artwork, I'm going to have a Teespring store. I'm going to be out there pushing my Spotify platform. I got 5 programs to go on Spotify. I'll be in production for them. I'll be producing new YouTube videos. So I'm going to start doing this every Monday night at 9. I did this yesterday, but like I said, Facebook somehow screwed it up. It wasn't my fault. That's why I'm doing a do-over tonight. But Mondays at 9 would be my regular time. I'm going to do this consistently every Monday night at 9. I got to pick a title for the show. I haven't figured that out yet. Once I get it figured out, I'll probably just call it my name, Jeremiah Umans, the Jeremiah Umans Show. That's it. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. I'll get a fan page set up. then I'm going to start broadcasting from the fan page. So eventually I'm going to take my followers to my fan page, start broadcasting from it on Facebook Live. YouTube's also got another feature I need to look into called Super Chat. Once I get enough subscribers, start doing live streams on YouTube. And not only can I sell merchandise, but there's a thing called Super Chat where if you watch a YouTube and he's live streaming, you can make donations. You know, click on, you can donate $5 and Super Chat, and I'm going to make money on donations, merchandising. Even on Facebook Live, there's 3 streams of revenue I can create. Number one, once I hit 10,000 viewers, I'll be able to sell shout-outs. I will be selling my merchandise, my artwork, through a regular website. And I will be shipping it myself through that. When it comes to this here, I'm in total control of it. I own all the copyrights and everything. I'm in 100% control. So I'm doing the shipping and warehousing. I'm still doing this the old-fashioned way because it's still a published item, unlike the t-shirts. So I could do it cost effectively. I could still publish 10,000 of these at a time and keep the cost down. So right now, yeah, I could still do this myself and keep it cost effective. But I'll have a website, so I'll be selling my merchandise. Once I hit enough viewers, I can sell shout outs. Which will be sponsorships. I will also be able to make a third stream of revenue by just having a donation button on my website. You know, you can send in a donation. Why not? Jim Baker does it. Why can't I? So through donations, sponsorships, and merchandise, that's 3 streams of revenue. That's just on Facebook. YouTube, I'll have the Super Chat. I'll have my Teespring store. But I'm not going to do Google AdSense. I'm going to be creating my own stream of revenue on that platform. Spotify, I make money on that platform by it's selling advertising, and they're in control of that. So again, you know, Spotify, maybe I can make $700-800 a month. YouTube, maybe I can make $700-800 a month, and that's not a lot of money, and that's net. In order to net $700 a month off of YouTube, I'll have to take in probably $3,000 a month because I have to subtract a lot of stuff. I've got taxes, accounting fees, legal fees. I have lawyers, insurance, shipping costs, publishing costs for my products. Especially these right here. Teespring's going to take out their share before I get mine, but I still got expenses on my end as well. So by the time you factor in all that and reinvesting the money back in for soundboards, microphones, more high-speed computers, high-definition video cameras, good graphics programs, green screens. Oh yeah, once we get into the money and we reinvest it back in, sky's the limit. And now I can do things today that I could not do just 5 years ago because the opportunity was not there. But today, it's there. I tell people this is the best time to be alive, despite the COVID thing, you know, because we'll get past that. Things will get back to normal. You got all these doomsday people telling you there's going to be a global reset. Every time they preached doomsday, it never happens. How many times have you heard this? May 15th, end of the world. 2012, end of the world. The Mayan calendar, remember that? How about Y2K? Remember that? Every time they've always predicted the end of the world, it never happens. Don't listen to that nonsense. And yes, Donald Trump is going to concede. Don't listen to the nonsense. Oh, he's going to be like Chancellor Palpatine on Star Wars, and he's going to stay in office, and we're not going to be able to remove him. He's going to be a dictator. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. I'm telling you, he's going to concede like all the other presidents. Biden's going to take office. Because what you're seeing right now is all for show, like WWE. It's all for show, all to sell ratings, all to sell advertising, and keep your eyes glued to the TV set. That's all it's there for. Folks, it's BS. It's a total BS. Don't pay any attention to it. The world's not going to end. Okay? It's not going to end. This COVID thing's going to pass. Life will return to normal. I don't know anything about the vaccines. I don't think they're going to force it on people. I think it's going to be optional for those who really need it. There's going to be people out there that really need that vaccine because their immune systems can't do it by themselves. And there's going to be people out there that need it. Okay? And he will not concede. Yes, he will. Yeah, Trump is going to concede. I guarantee it. He will. I promise you he will. Because that's just the way it is. I mean, I know something you don't know, and I'm telling you what you're hearing. All this rhetoric you're hearing on the news, it's like WWE. It's designed to sell advertising. Only God knows when it will end. Well, there's no such thing as the end of the world. That has never happened. Every time these doomsday people came and predicted the end of the world, like the Mayan calendar and Y2K, it never happens. So the end of the world is not going to happen in my lifetime. Even the Bible says there's no such thing as the end of the world. If you read the scriptures, I mean, the world's going to go on, according to scripture, for at least another 1,000 years. There's supposed to be a 1,000-year reign of Christ. So we know we're going to go on for another 1,000 at least. So the world is not going to end. A comet's not going to smash into the earth. I don't even know we'll have another world war again. The world is so interconnected anymore that nobody really wants war. That's nice. You believe in the rapture. I mean, it's nice to believe in that. I mean, if it happens, it happens. That's great. But I don't know what I believe, but I do believe in God. And I'm telling you, the world is not going to end. Okay? There's not going to be a massive earthquake. Trump will leave office. He's not going to be a dictator. It's just the way it is. Okay? The smartest thing for Trump to do is to concede. But he's not going to do that till probably January. Because they want to keep you in your seats and keep you glued to those TV sets, glued to the internet. They want to keep you in your seats to the last minute. Even our Super Bowls lately have been keeping... I wonder if they're rigged. It's like last year when the Chiefs took it, they kept it going to the... right to the end. It kept going back and forth, back and forth. And I'm going... And they on purpose, they go into overtime. And they keep it rigged until the end. I'm telling you, the Super Bowl is rigged. I believe that. I think they rig it. I know the World Series is rigged. They want you to play all 7 games for advertising purposes. That's how they make their money. Yeah. Some of these sports things are rigged, just like the WWE. It's all designed to make money. And Trump is going to concede. He's not going to be a dictator. But they're going to wait to the last second for him to concede. They're going to keep you thinking he's going to stay in office. They're going to keep that up. And if he does, by some strange, because there's a part of me that thinks they want him to stay in office because it fits their narrative. It fits the narrative. They have to have a boogeyman. They have to have the guy they can point fingers at and say, see, he's a dictator. See? But if he leaves, they've got nothing. The media's got nothing. And that's my spew on politics. I really don't want to get into that. I mean, because, you know, I could be right, I could be wrong. I don't know everything there is to know. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I know that I've been rambling on. Monday night, I don't know what the topic is going to be. It may be strange phenomenon, because I've had some strange things happen to me. So Monday night's going to be more of a Halloween type show, because I'm going to share some things, strange phenomenon that have happened to me and to others, and hopefully by then I'll have Zoom, and we'll be doing Facebook Live from Zoom, where others can join me, and we'll have an interactive program going where everybody can participate and come on screen, have a group conversation, and have a good time. And I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, tonight was 100 dates. The episode's coming for Spotify. I got one program about dating apps, another one on marriage and divorce statistics, another one on incels. But that could be a good subject matter for an next. Another one is also going to be on the paranormal, and then I'm going to have another one on the topic I just talked about tonight. So I got 5 programs set up for Spotify that I'm going to be recording in the next week. So I'm going into this full blast. I'll be making big signs for my YouTube channel. I'm going to be out there on Glenstone. Maybe I'll take somebody with me. I don't. Yeah, get YouTube subs. I got to get subs for YouTube. Got to start promoting it to promote my Teespring store. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope you had a good time. Now I'm rambling on because I see there's still one person watching. But sometimes I stay on because it's good practice for me. I haven't done this in a while. I need to get back into the thick of things and build my audience. I understand that there's a replay, and that's why I go on other topics. Now, there may not be anybody hardly watching right now, but the replay, when I share this video, that's where people will tune in, as the replay. And smash that like button, comment below, because the algorithm reads those comments, and it says I'm engaging the audience. So tonight was a redo from Monday. Monday was a disaster. And tonight was just a replay, a redo. And as time goes on, I'll get a little bit better at doing this. I'll have topics picked. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. My health is slowly getting better. Like I said, if you're going to do YouTube or Facebook Live, looks do matter. In fact, one of the themes of what I'm doing is looks matter. I mean, that's why I wear nice clothes. That's why I have decor in the background. I keep my hair brushed and try to stay shaved and have teeth. I can smile if I'm a guy. Women are better at smiling than men. Joel Osteen is good at showing off his teeth. I'm not that great at showing off my teeth. It's like, yeah, I'm not into that. I could be if I wanted to. It takes a little practice, because I notice a lot of actors tend to show off their dental work. I've got some good dental work, don't get me wrong, but I just don't show it off because I'm a guy. It's not necessary for us guys to do that all the time. Joel Osteen does it too much, and I don't like that. But anyway, yeah, now I'm just chatting because Joe Rogan, he does these 2-hour shows. And I'm also learning that Facebook's algorithm also likes the long version. Joe Rogan has made the long version popular. The longer you're on, the more Facebook sends it out there. The more comments I get, the more that Facebook sends it out there, because that's post engagement. So I'm out to get comments. That's where my ratings come from. If I don't engage the audience, I screwed up. But as the weeks go on, I'll get better and I'll engage the audience better. Like I said, I'm planning some great things in the future. Where I'm going to be doing some exciting things. And there's even a possibility, I don't know yet, of having a co-host. So I'm not doing this all by myself. And who knows? She might be like Nicole. She'll get all the fans. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine being second banana. I have no problem being second banana. Because the goal is to build a brand. If I bring a young female on here, as I prefer that, because she's the opposite sex, and if she's younger than me, then she may be of another generation. Not only the opposite sex, but a younger generation to appeal to a younger audience. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I can only hope that I could have a co-host and we could become like Woody and Janet. You know, from KGBX. Remember Woody and Janet? They were a tag team for the longest time. Regis and Kelly, or Kathy, or whatever. They were good co-hosts for a long time. Was it Regis and Kathy and Regis and Kelly? Or I think it was Regis and Kathy for the longest time. Then it was Regis and Kelly. But locally we have Woody and Janet on KGBX. So hopefully I can have a co-host. I don't know. I have no problem doing this by myself. I'm in total control, but it's nice to have a co-host. But with Zoom, I'll have multiple people on the screen. So you won't just see me, but by next week, or next 2 weeks hopefully, I'll be able to have a really, really good show. Because I can get the audience, you, to participate. Not just leaving comments, but coming on the screen. Hopefully with a Zoom program, I'll be able to do that. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I need to start production for a YouTube version of this to upload into YouTube. It's only going to be less than 15 minutes long. This was over an hour, but the YouTube version's a lot shorter. So I got to stop this video because I'm done saying what I got to say. I've already gone over the 100 dates that this guy had, and I just wanted to share some things that I'm planning on doing in the next few days. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you.